Speaking legal discussion where he answers a viewer's legal question on air. Good to see you again.
You too, Tom.
Thanks for coming by. All right, we're going to take a look at the question right now. The stepmother of my children has been talking badly about me in front of and to my children. My oldest daughter has told me that they get spanked and or yelled at for not calling her mommy. Is there anything I can do so that she quits doing these things to my girls? And we're talking about, is there anything legal that she can do?
Well, we certainly wouldn't want to do anything illegal.
No.
You know,
but that's where it goes so very quickly.
It really does, you know, and so I'm glad we asked the question. We get to maybe talk about some possible solutions. You know, this is one of those things that nobody wants to get involved in. It's just people doing bad things that they shouldn't be doing. And it's unfortunate the situation rises up because it hurts the kids. And that's where when a court gets involved, they're not going to be happy. And frankly, they're not going to be happy no matter who brings this forward, because it's kind of a minor issue, the talking bad in front of all that, because that happens all the time. And it's just not something the courts are willing to get involved in. The thing that really kind of piqued my interest or caught my attention here is the spanking issue. You know, obviously that's not for cause. So that would be something I think should probably be looked into. And there's really two avenues to explore here. One, as we've talked about before, in any type of situation like this with child custody or child support, child custody, you can get your local attorney, your own attorney, bring it forth in front of the judge. And the way you would do it here is you would file for a modification and say, listen, if this is what's going on in that house, they don't deserve to have custody of the kids anymore. I want it. And so you would use that type of behavior as a basis for saying they shouldn't have custody anymore. I should have custody, and when the kids visit their father, she shouldn't be allowed to be around because she's such a bad influence of the kids. I don't know if there's enough facts.
Supervised visitation.
Supervised visitation is also an opportunity here. I don't know if there's enough facts in this case that's going to rise to the level that a judge is going to agree to do that. But it at least gives the opportunity for a judge to speak into the situation and maybe tell some people that they need to straighten up.
Grow up kind of thing.
There's also the possibility here, and once again, I don't know exactly what's going on. We don't know what the facts are. But you get involved with spanking children, that's not illegal, generally speaking, but it could be. And so there could be the possibility for some criminal activity here, especially, you know, if the kids come back and they've got marks, or if they're being hit and they're being abused, and a spanking for no cause maybe rises to that level, then this is something that potentially the police might need to be involved in as well.
Well, we've seen not too far back the football player who basically said he was just spanking and disciplining, but his idea of discipline and the courts may be two different things.
Two very different things. You know, a lot of times the practical difference that we see between just acceptable corporal punishment, if we can use that word, and child abuse type of things is, did it leave a mark? You know, if they're especially bruises or something, that's clearly going to be over the line. You never want to see something that leaves that type of mark on a kid at all, and of course kind of view it that way. But, you know, this is one that probably this person needs to sit down with a lawyer and talk about really a little more of the details of what's going on here and see, you know, with some specific knowledge of the exact situation, how an attorney would tell them how to proceed.
And I know in other instances you've said, try to work this out before you go to a court.
Ideally, yes. But for the physical altercations here, the spanking, I would absolutely be saying, yeah, let's just sit down and say, hey, this has to, we gotta get this out. We can't get this, we can't get this in front of a judge. The spanking here causes me a little greater concern.
And as you said, remember, the court's going to pay attention to the kids, the best for the kids, not yours or mine.
Best interest of the kids.
All right. Will, thank you very much. We appreciate it. If you have a legal question for Will, you can email him at wworsham@color10.com, and he'll answer your question on the show. Always good to hear from you. Appreciate it. All right. When we come back, we're going to see what the Acts of Good Journal is all about. And, hey, maybe we could start one of our own. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
How fast are new Allegra gel caps? They're relief before we pitch the tent. Fast.
I didn't know you got a cat. Fast.
Not